up guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, what took you so long? The struggle I went to create this video. So I'm so excited to film this video because I just got a new phone and the new iOS 14 update is really cool. I haven't gotten a new phone in about 3 years. I've been eligible for an upgrade, but I just didn't really need a new one or care to get a new one. The last time I got my phone upgraded, I actually ordered it to an Apple store, picked it up myself, and then had someone come over to my apartment to set it up. But this time I had it sent to me and I was gonna set it up myself. And oh my god, FedEx was supposed to deliver it overnight and it was supposed to be here on Monday, and it actually got here yesterday. Today is Friday. I am filming, editing, and hopefully having this done by tomorrow so I can post it on Sunday. That also shows you how much self-control I have because I got this phone yesterday and I'm so excited to have it, but I'm not opening it until today. The same thing happened with my MacBook Pro unboxing video. This is the phone I have right now with my marble case. This is the iPhone 8 Plus. And for those of you who are wondering why I'm not waiting to get the iPhone 12 when that comes out, whenever that comes out, I just don't really care too much to like have the latest phone. If there was like some crazy new feature that it had that none of the other phones had, maybe. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. I kind of already opened the box yesterday just to make sure everything was okay, but I haven't actually opened the phone yet. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I was so excited to get this yesterday. I can finally open it and use my new phone today. Oh my god, Apple makes all their products so easy to open too. On my MacBook Pro when that happened, I literally was like trying to destroy it opening it until I noticed that was there. Oh my god. Look at this beautiful, like, what? Like all those gold bars you see at the end of like every heist movie, that's what this looks like. It's so pretty. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I really know how to buy gifts for myself. They look like they're exactly the same size, maybe like a little bigger. Look how perfect this phone is right now. I rarely buy myself new like tech gadgets unless I really need them, so I don't take this for granted. And the camera, I'm so excited. It doesn't have a home button. My phone had a home button, so I'm gonna have to get used to that. It also came with earplugs, which I don't need. I have AirPods. And then it has the charging cable in here. It looks really different. I'm not gonna be able to use my old charging cables with this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set this phone up and switch over all of my information to the new phone, and I will come back and show you guys what's on my iPhone. Okay, I'm back now. I have set up my iPhone. It took longer than I thought. I transferred over all my images, contacts, all of my information, backed it all up on iCloud, transferred over my SIM card, and I am all set. I have to get used to this because I'm like looking for the screen record and I can't find it. So first, I'm gonna show you guys the case. I love this case so much. I actually got it off of Amazon. I originally had actually just ordered one of the transparent cases when I ordered my phone. I still want this so I can have a backup case, and I want to be able to see the gold every now and then. I really love this. If you guys want this case, I will link it in the description below. Now I'm going to show you what's on my iPhone. I'm like trying to figure out where to sit because I know I'm going to put the iPhone on the screen. I think it'll look best there, so it can cover my kitchen. On my first page, I did do some widgets. I know a lot of people were making each cover of each app like a different aesthetic picture or something, which I think is cool. It does look nice, but I think it's too much for me. And I know some people have problems because of the shortcuts thing, because like it shows your shortcuts for like a split second before. That wouldn't really bother me. It's just I don't want to go through and change everything. I would change my mind a lot. Here I have Widgetsmith, which I'm sure you guys have all heard of by now. It is an app that you can download in the App Store and you can create your own widget. I love this one. It's an OK LED sign, like with a mirror. I found it on Pinterest, and I think you can actually buy this sign. So when you go to the Widgetsmith app, you can change it to anything you want. You can make it a photo, you can make it a date, the time, reminders. You can change the font, you can change the tint color, the background color. There's so many cool ones. Once you're done, then it'll save here. You can rename it. And then when you go to choose a widget, you can click on Widgetsmith and choose a small one, a medium, or a large one. The widgets that Apple installed are okay. I like the stacks. Like this one here is a stack. I don't have Apple Music, but you can only choose from like 7 things. So if I was able to add like this picture and my calendar and like my business email, that'd be really cool, but maybe Apple will change that at some point. I have my calendar, which I use a lot for my personal life. My messages, because I'm always messaging Nick. This folder I made is called The Basics. When you click on it, I just have basically all of the Apple apps that came with the phone, like the App Store, the Notes, which I use a lot, the settings. I have it set up like Apple Wallet because I don't use that, so that's why it has the red #1. The iTunes Store, the weather, Widgetsmith, Wallet, which I use when I fly sometimes. That way I can just scan my boarding pass, which we haven't done in a while because we haven't been able to travel. The calculator, find my iPhone, tips, reminders, the clock, music. I don't use Apple Music, I use Spotify. The shortcuts app, which I don't really use too much of, but I might. I just need to like play around with it to see what I want shortcuts for. The contacts, measure, voice memos, compass. I don't really use any of the bottom three, but the measure and compass I just think is really cool. So if I ever need that, it's there. I just don't want to delete them. The iTunes U and Apple Store. Next, you have the maps I use constantly. Living in New York, you will always use the maps function on your phone. Not because I don't know how to get around, just because it shows you transit. I'm not going to open it because it will obviously show you guys where I live. When I want to go somewhere specifically and I want to know which train to take there, you can type in the address and hit transit and it'll show you all the subways. Then over here, I named this the Photoshop. I thought that was cute. So I have my camera, my photos, Lightroom. I use a lot to edit my pictures on Instagram. I bought a whole bunch of presets a while ago from, I think it was Aspen Ovard. She had like advertised it and it was her and a whole bunch of photographers, and there's tons of presets on here, so I use that all the time for my pictures. The Camera Connect is just for when I want to transfer images that I've taken on my camera to my phone. Canva I love. I use that for my thumbnails and I use it a lot for my business. It's so convenient if you guys have never used it before. When you want to create thumbnails or if you just want to create anything really, there's so many different things that you can do on this without having to use Photoshop. I have Facetune, but I don't use it to like make my face look any different or make my body look any different. I mainly use it to whiten the background in my photos if I want to. Fonto, that's usually how I do my thumbnails, between that and Canva. I like the text on Fonto better than Canva. You can do more with the text. I have PicFix, which I don't use anymore, but I used to. It's another photo editing app, but I don't use that anymore because I use all the presets in Lightroom. I also have Visco. I don't really use this. To be honest, I only ever downloaded it years ago because everyone was talking about it and I didn't understand what it was. Maybe I should delete that. I have PhotoGrid, which I use every now and then when I want to do like some type of graded photos. But again, Canva does this and I really only use stuff like this for YouTube. I don't do this to my personal pictures on Instagram. I have Retouch. It's really good for removing people from the background of photos. It does come in handy for when I am living in New York and surrounded around a whole bunch of people and I need them out of my photo. Vaunt, I don't use anymore. I used it at the beginning when I first started YouTube to add text to video. I created my first ever YouTube intro with this and I thought it was so cool. It had clouds and it had the Bella Bushwick in the middle and I thought it was so cool. And PixArt I haven't used yet because I've been using Gravit. I only downloaded PixArt to create the white border or any colored border around me when I create my thumbnails. Then you go to my music folder. I only have 3 things in here. Spotify is my go-to. I listen to Spotify every day. I play music through my speaker in the shower. I just always have Spotify on. I love Spotify. I cannot tell you the last time I opened Pandora on my phone. Pandora is what we used in college to play music when we were all going out, and I haven't used it in so long, but I just like don't have the heart to delete it. And then Shazam. I think there's so many other apps that can do this now. Like you don't even need to download Shazam. I think you can do it through Snapchat, but personally I don't use Snapchat that often, so I have this there. Then I have a whole folder for video because of YouTube. I have YouTube here, YouTube Studio, which is what you use when you are a creator. I have iMovie, which I rarely use, but I have been using it lately for my business. I have Quick and GoPro. If you get footage on GoPro, on your GoPro, and you want to make a quick little video for it, you can use Quick, and it has music and everything in it. And it's specifically like its own video editing software for GoPro. I use this a lot when I went to Turks and Caicos because we had done a lot. We went parasailing, snorkeling, like kayaking. It was so much fun. And like you don't really have to even edit that much. You just add music and like choose what parts of footage you want to use, and it makes it look so cool. Okay, guys, this lighting is like, I don't know what it's doing. And then I have Hyperlapse. I saw it used a while ago for Sabo Skirt, one of my favorite brands. I'll show you guys. So when you open it, like you can film like whatever. I'm like filming my socks here, you guys. I could just like film my socks like this, and then you can change like the speed of it. So I think it's so cool for like when you want to make cool videos. On Sabo Skirt, they would use it for when a girl was like modeling a new outfit. They would have her stand and they would like follow her like all around. It was so cool. Then I have a Cars app. If you do not live in New York or a city where public transportation is really common, then you probably don't use these as often. When I'm not taking the subway, I usually take a car. Uber and Lyft. There used to be one called Get. It was spelled G-E-T-T. I remember that when I first moved to New York, it was like the cheapest out of all of them. I think one of these actually bought it. And I have City Bike, which I just downloaded recently because I rode a City Bike for the first time this past Labor Day. So if you guys want to see that and you don't know what a City Bike is or what that is, you can check out that video. On the bottom, I actually kept it kind of the same way that it comes with Apple. I rarely want to change anything, honestly, but I added my own weather app because I think this one's a little more accurate. It's called Weather Plus, if I'm not mistaken. But you always have to watch an ad before. It's really annoying. I put the FaceTime in a different folder because I rarely FaceTime. That's my first page. When you go to the second page, I added another widget, a medium-sized widget. Especially recently, it's been really hard to keep up with the days. I love this widget. This is the medium one that I made when I showed you guys earlier how to make those. I made a medium one. It's just a nude. I love the nudes. The font is New York. I think that is so classy. I have my socials folder. I put it on my second page for a reason. I'm trying not to go on social media that much. I've been trying this for the past couple years. Now that I have a business, I kind of need to be on it, but I still want to limit my time so it's not driving me insane. So I have my Instagram, which is the main one that I use besides YouTube. Then I have Pinterest, which I love. I always browse Pinterest for recipes. I browse it for like basically anything. I love Pinterest. It's my go-to when I need ideas. I don't use my personal Facebook, but I do use the business tools because I have a business. I have Twitter, which I don't use that often. Like I just like get random oh my God, there's a bird like right on my windowsill eating. This is so I want to show you guys, but you would see where I live. God, you would think I've never seen a bird before. I don't really use Twitter that often, but unless I'm like just in the mood and I want to like tweet, so I'll go there. Swarm is really cool. It's so I can check into places and just get points. I don't really know what the points are for, but I've gotten addicted and I've been checking in for years now, so I've kept it. And Foursquare right below it is part of Swarm. Facebook Messenger, and then Snapchat, which I don't use anymore either. I used to use Snapchat so much when it first started, and now I just put everything on my Instagram stories. Then I have this folder called Chit Chat, and it's just where I put Skype in because I use that sometimes for business. I haven't used it in a while, like a long time, but I want to leave it there just in case that's the only way someone can contact me. WhatsApp. At my corporate job, we have a couple international offices, and this is one of the best ways to get in contact with people. I have Voxer, which I haven't used it in a while, but I re-downloaded it again for my business because it's a really easy way for people to get in touch with me that way. Translate came with this iPhone's update, so I'm gonna keep it in this folder. I think that makes sense, and that is where I put my FaceTime as well because I don't ever use it. Then you go to order in. This is all my food delivery apps. So Caviar is my favorite. You can get like legit a steak dinner from Caviar. It's so cool. I'm kind of in a love-hate relationship with Uber Eats right now. Like sometimes they're so good and other times like it's just horrible. This is the Sage app. We love Sage. Sage is so good, and they have their own app because that way they're not getting hit with all the fees from other delivery apps. So we try to use that when we order from there just to help them out. Seamless was the first ever ordering app I ever had. Seamless is only for New York. It is not the best anymore. All of the rest of these are so much better than Seamless, but I refuse to delete it because it is the real MVP. This is how it all started. DoorDash is really cool. I think that Caviar bought DoorDash or the other way around. And then I have Postmates, which I rarely use because I always have a bad experience. Like literally only like 1 out of like 10 times I actually get my food or they have what I want. Then I have my entertainment folder. This is just all of my subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and Disney Plus. Flickster is in here because that's how I find out what movies are playing and what theaters near us are playing them. But sadly, we have not been able to go to the movies. I have a travel folder. This is basically just for when I'm booking flights and for Airbnb. Then I have Expedia. I have a separate JetBlue one because JetBlue is my favorite airline, but they don't always fly everywhere. We went to Australia last year. JetBlue obviously does not go there, so I use Expedia to find the best flights. I have a doctors folder. This is just ZocDoc, which I mentioned on my adulting video, is how you find doctors in your area that take your insurance. Then I have TriNet, which is what our company uses for our health insurance. Then I have a bills and banks folder. This is where all of my banks and credit cards are and how I pay utility bills. So I have AT&T because that is my carrier. I have a Capital One and I have a JetBlue credit card. It's called Barclays US because I think that's the company they're under. So those two are my credit cards. Then I have Venmo, Chase is my bank, and then I have Fios to pay our Wi-Fi bill. I have a health and wellness folder. I have an Integral Pro app. I love this app if you guys have ever done HIIT workouts. I did a jump rope HIIT because I did this a lot over this pandemic to keep my cardio up. I have Les Mills. I only got this one because Alana Blanchard had mentioned it in her video. I haven't used this yet. They just have a whole bunch of workouts I'm gonna check out. I have the health app just to track my steps and stuff. Calm and 10% are both meditation apps. I downloaded 10% because my friend told me about it, but I prefer Calm. It's easier to use. Sleep Cycle I used a long time ago. I haven't deleted it yet because it has a lot of my data and I think it's so cool to see how I sleep. Then I have Priv and Soothe, both of these apps are so cool. I have yet to use them because I just haven't found the right time. If you want a massage, if you want your hair done, if you want your nails done, if you want your beard trimmed, like anything like that, you can get delivered to your home. It is kind of expensive, so I only want to use it for special occasions, but every time we've had the chance to use it, something better comes along. So Natural Cycles is my birth control. I'll leave that at that. Then I have Moon Phase, which is really cool. It tells us which moon we're in, what phase of the moon we're in, and I just love the moon, everything about the moon, so I love studying it. And then I have the Pattern. It tells you a lot about yourself and what you want and how you are and like why you do the things you do. It's pretty cool. Then I have a folder for Resies. This is to make reservations in New York because you always need a reservation. Yelp, I only have for Bubby's. Bubby's is one of my favorite restaurants and they take reservations on Yelp. They don't have another platform for that, but Open Table is what I use the most because that is how you get points, and those points actually matter because then you can start getting like percentages off, you can get money off, you can get gift cards. So I love using Open Table. Even if it's not busy, I'll make a reservation, that way I can get those points. And then I have Groupon. I put that in here because I don't really know where else to put it and I haven't used it in so long. We used it the most to go to comedy clubs in New York because if you get a Groupon, it usually comes with like 2 drinks and the tickets are just cheaper. But haven't done that in a while. So then I have a deliveries folder. This is for all of our home deliveries. Fresh Direct and Food Kick are groceries, and Whole Foods as well. Like I have that one so I can get the scan code for when I'm in the store, but I don't go into the store anymore really. And then I have Amazon because we order a lot of stuff from Amazon like daily. And this shop app used to be called Arrive, and it's just a way to track all of your packages in one convenient location. Now I have games. I don't really play that many games on my phone. I don't know. I used to play games back in the Temple Run days. If you guys remember Temple Run, like that was my game. I have like old woman games now. So I have Jigsaw Puzzles, which is really cool. Like you just get to do exactly what it sounds like. Then I have Heads Up. It's a really cool game. It's really good for playing with families or big groups of people. It's almost like charades or catchphrase, if you guys have ever heard of that game. But you basically put it on your head and it says like you choose a category. And we also have the New York Times crossword because I love doing crossword puzzles. They have the mini crossword. I love doing crosswords. It just keeps my mind like mentally alert. Then my last folder here is my business folder because again, I do own a business, so I like to keep everything in this folder separately. I have Dropbox, which I haven't used in a while. The main thing I use Dropbox for was for photographers. Whenever I do photo shoots with them, they usually send me the photos in Dropbox because it's easier, so I just have that for that. Calendly is an app used to schedule appointments with me, so I have a link and I send it out to people so they can set up an appointment with me on my calendar. This is such a cool app if you own a business because it links with your email, so if you have anything on your calendar, it'll show that blocked out. Then I have Later, which is a scheduling app for social media. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but most business owners do that, and I schedule all of my posts for my business Instagram because it's just that much easier. Then I have Outlook because I use that for my business. That is my business email, mainly because when I bought my domain for my website, I bought the pack that came with email, so I use that at my job. We use Outlook, so I'm very familiar with it, so it kind of keeps me in the business mindset. And then I have MailerLite, which is an email service that I use to send out newsletters to people on my email list. If you swipe, you have my app library. I don't really use that. I haven't like looked into it that much. And then over here I have it set up so that I have pictures. I did organize this a little bit. I have hashtags for Instagram. Again, that's for my business. I really like the fact that you can see your screen time here because I really want to watch that. And on the bottom, I just have shop. I did order some Skims recently. I have a wedding coming up in October and the dress is really tight, so I want it to look smooth. That's it, you guys. That's all I have on my iPhone. I love this phone so much. I'm so excited to have it. I really love this case. Like, you guys, look at this. It's like this beautiful green with this gold. Oh my God. I can't wait to use the camera to see what that's about. I love the new iOS 14 update. I love the whole widgets. It's so much more personalized and I just really like this phone. I need to get like a screen cover protector because this doesn't have like complete support around the edges. Like, it's not that protected, so if I drop it flat, like, that would be devastating. I hope you guys like this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I post every Sunday and I think I'm getting better. If you guys have made it this far, leave a banana emoji in the comments and I will see you guys next time. Bye.